Hey, it's Jack here, currently on the range. I have my 10.5 Palmetto State Armory AR pistol set up with a CMMG 22 conversion. And I'm just going to put some rounds down on range on my steel target about 25 yards over there. I haven't gotten to play with this a whole lot, just a little bit, so I just wanted to see how this ran in a pretty budget build and to see what I think about it. So let's run a quick course of fire. So it actually went pretty well. Went a little fast there. I had a couple misses on target, but overall I'm pretty happy with this so far. We'll have to put some more rounds through it and see what we think. Okay, now that I'm warmed up, I got some more ammo in the gun. I got my pack shot timer here. And the drill I'm going to do this time is I'm going to fire 5 rounds at the target. I'm going to sprint to the target and back, fire another 5 rounds, and I'm going to continue that until I fire 20 rounds. And we'll see how that goes. So, on timer. Shooter stand by. So, on my first run, I lost the shot timer over there, so I don't have the time. Overall, that went pretty well though, I think. Okay, so up next I have my Ruger 1022. This 1022 is pretty customized. I have a lot of stuff going on here. So on top here, I have a Vortex 2-7x32 scope. That's working pretty well for it. I have a Champion 25 shot magazine. I have the Franklin Armory binary trigger on here, which we'll make use of in just a second. And I also have modified this to have a pick rail bolted through my stock. And I have a Olight Boulder IR on here, so I'm able to shoot this under night vision. And also it has a white light. I also have a thread adapter on the end here that's made out of stainless steel. And then on the end of that, I have a tri-leg adapter. And then I have my Griffin Armament Revolution 9mm suppressor on here in the long configuration. And this thing is really quiet with subsonic, and it's, I would say, hearing safe with supersonic ammo. So, course of fire I have set up is I have 10 rounds in the magazine that I will load into the gun. The gun is on safe. I will put the gun in the fire. I will shoot 5 rounds of the target. I will run over there. I'll shoot another 5 rounds. I will then run back over here. I will then reload the gun. And I have, I believe, about 20 rounds in this magazine. And then I will flip the thing into binary. And then I'm just going to dump at the target, and we'll see how effective, if effective at all, that will be. So, here we go. Gun is charged. Get ready. Go. Had a malfunction. Now we're up. Was that really effective? I don't know. It was definitely a lot of fun, I'll say that. Now I'm going to set up a drill that's a little more useful for this. and I'll show you where I think this trigger really shines. Okay, so for the next drill, what I'm going to do is I have 1022 loaded again. I'm going to flip the gun from safe into binary on the timer, and I'm going to just use the binary trigger to do double taps easily and fast. Because while the binary trigger does allow you to dump ammo pretty fast, really, and I've gotten some pretty incredible split times with this, I think this really shines when you just get double taps. Because with the 1022, there's not enough recoil and the gun's heavy enough. You're able to keep those on target. So I'm going to do my best to try to keep those on the plate. And when you do get those hammered pairs on the plate, even though it's only 22 long rifle, you're able to get that plate swinging pretty effectively because of how much energy is hitting that second follow-up shot right behind the first. So on the timer, let's see how this goes. Gun is on safe. Malfunction. Malfunction, stovepipe. And we are out. So, as you can see, I was able to keep some of them on there. So for this drill, I moved up slightly closer. I have my Taurus TX22 with a dead air mask on it. I've been playing with this combination for over a couple of years now. I absolutely love this gun. It's one of my favorite I own, if not my absolute favorite. So I just have it loaded up with 16 rounds. And on the timer, I'm just going to shoot at that steel plate and try to shoot as fast as I think I can hit it. And we'll see how that goes. Still on timer. Worked pretty good. I was maybe going slightly too fast because I did get a couple misses in there. But overall, this thing is super reliable, super accurate. And you're just able to just hammer rounds in there, and it's certainly very hearing safe too. So this is another one of the interesting firearms I own. This started as a Mossberg Shockwave, so a 14-inch firearm that I have since done a Form 1 short barrel shotgun on. So I have a SBS tax stamp for this. And with that, this gives me short barrel shotgun. Now I have a Holosun red dot on here on this pick rail adapter that works as on a standard 590 receiver. And I have it set up. It's loaded with 6 rounds of birdshot. And the big thing I want to test, I'm not sure how this is going to go because I haven't ever actually gotten to run this yet. But I have this little shotgun pouch here that has 10 rounds in it. And what I'm going to do is from this, I'm going to fire the 6 rounds in this on the timer. I'm going to reload 5 in the gun. I'm going to shoot those 5, reload the other 5 from the pouch, shoot those, and we'll see how that goes. This might not be the smoothest, but that's what we're here for. We're going to try to get better, because I really like this gun. I think there's a lot of viability to something like this, and I understand why before the mass proliferation of like the Mark 18, why so many of the police departments and stuff used 14-inch NFA shotguns like this, because this is a really sweet setup. That's a lot of fun to play with on the range. I definitely am going to want to bring more video content of this gun in the future, like shooting at clay pigeons and doing other drills, because I think it's interesting. And one of the things I've noticed on the internet is there's not a whole lot of short barrel shotgun content out there, so that's a gap I want to try to fill. So on timer, let's see how this goes. Stand by. Ammo. There's 5. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. Dropping my ammo on the ground. Clear. As you see, not the fastest on the reload, but as far as shooting goes, this thing's amazing. The red dot's pretty nice on here. I'm a pretty big proponent of bead sights most of the time. But the thing I like about this red dot is it really helps those follow-up shots when I'm just running this thing fast, is I'm able to just kind of ride that red dot and get it back on target a lot quicker. I think this is really going to have some other massive benefits as far as for shooting clay pigeons. I haven't gone to do that with this gun yet in this configuration. Back when it was a Mossberg Shockwave before it was an SBS, I did shoot some clay pigeons in that configuration with the bird's head grip and without the red dot. And that actually went better than you'd think. And I had a lot of fun with that. So I think now that I have an actual stock and I have an optic, I think this should actually work pretty well on clay pigeons, even though I only have a 14-inch cylinder bore barrel. So I just wanted to share this. There's going to be more content of this gun because this is one of my favorite guns that I own. And I think it's really cool. One last note I had on this shotgun while I'm thinking about it is my sling setup here is a Tier 1 Citizen sling on a single point with the HK hook. This is from Abner Miranda. I will link him in the description. He has a gun set up very similar that is a Remington action that is set up as a short barrel shotgun like this. This is a Mossberg. But he did the same thing with his stock, where what I did is I did a little bit of Dremel work in here, and I opened up enough of a hole that I'm able to loop paracord around here, and there's a little bit of slack here. And I just have it knotted to itself. Abner Miranda, what he did is he stitched it to itself. I didn't have a readily accessible way of doing that, so I did it like this. And on that, I'm just able to hook my HK hook. And what's really cool about this setup is how it's able to swivel from side to side, so you're able to switch shoulders really easily with it. And it just stays out of the way. It's hard to do sling setups on shotguns, especially pump shotguns, because if you try to get a point going out to the front here, and you got the pump, there's a lot of stuff getting in the way of itself. But with this, it stays out of the way. It rides really nicely. I am really a big fan of this sling in particular, because I have this hooked up here. It just rides here. It has the bungee to it, so I'm still able to get it out here. And I can really extend this if I want to. But it's right there, and if I want to switch shoulders, it's right there. So this is a really great sling setup. I'll probably have a dedicated video on this gun in the future, and I'll do some more content and show a little bit up closer. But I just wanted to show this in its configuration. I have it right now. On my short-barreled rifle, I have another one with a QD socket from Tier 1 Citizen, and I really like that thing too. It just works well. One of the other benefits of this sling is you're able to just take off the firearm easily, and the sling can carry on you pretty well. It doesn't get in the way. So like, for example, with my other gun, I was using that sling during deer hunting season, and I was really easy just to have my QD socket here, and then I'm able to, when I get in and out of the truck, just grab the gun, and then I can just hook it on easily and then take it off. And this just stays on me all day, especially when I was also wearing binoculars all day long. Then I'm not like trying to swim through all these different pieces of nylon constantly. This just stays here, my binocular stays on, I can grab my gun, put my gun on the sling, take the gun off the sling, and it's just a pretty seamless solution. So I'm going to give a shout out to Abner Miranda for making a very good product here. And we'll have some more content on this gun in the future. Thank you for watching. There's just a few drills. We're going to come up with a lot more. I have lots of stuff to do. And it's been a lot of fun out here. So thank you guys for coming along with me. And I'm going to try to work on getting some more content like this while also working on all the other content I'm working on.